Hey everybody, this is Glidercat and it's time to play. We are back in Captain of Industry. It has been a long time since I've recorded an episode of this game, but it has not been a long time since I've been playing this game. I've been playing a lot of hours in Captain of Industry, but what I've been working on is mostly just terraforming this island. Man, it's a challenge to get some flat space to build on this map, and how I've gone about it is kind of haphazard. Let me catch you up to where we're at. Of course, we've got bad weather, so it's going to make it a little foggy. But here's what we've got. I've started terraforming this main top area that we finally got access to. These are very high hills with tons of rock and a decent amount of dirt as well. And so I've got a big open space here. I chose to put our ethanol production up on this plateau. I think we did that on camera. We've got surplus ethanol. We've got surplus corn that's just being wasted. So there's a problem to get after there. I've got access to the new coal deposit. This is huge. And I've started to build an underground mine here. The goal of which will be just have this be the permanent entrance to the mine. Then we'll just hollow this whole area out, get all that coal over time. Not using quite as much coal. We're not using it to generate power, but we are using it in our smelters and furnaces and things. We may leverage this same mining pit or this entrance, take a left turn and dig into all this gold when it's time to mine the gold. So this is going to be a main mine entrance for us. I've got coal storage over here, and it looks like we could actually put some miners back on this pit. Let's do it. They are probably working on terraforming the land. Take 2. Take 4 off of that. And we'll put them back into the pit. 2, 2, 3, 4. And they can get working on that. I'm going to clean up these old designations. Maybe date the area that they can mine and just have them keep going deep into here. That. And there we go. I was doing some surface mining up here. Get rid of those designations. And I'll show you what else is going on with the rest of the map. I understand this is going to start, getting wider. The entrance to the mine is going to get wider as we go deeper, just with the spillover. I'm not going to bother with the retaining walls, I don't think. To me, they're just they're a little more tedious than I would like. There's nothing wrong with them. It's just me not wanting to spend time fiddling with them. So let's see. Do we want to keep going down? Let's see if we can take a look at where the ore is currently. It looks like, well, hard to say. We might be nearing the bottom of the mine. Let's level off at 25 underground. I'm just going to grab a flat mining designation and fill this guy out. And you guys can just keep on going straight. Whoops. I have it set to flat, but it chose to go down. Okay, now it's looking good. Send that out a bit. And yeah, here come our excavators doing that. There's some tuning I need to do for making sure that where they're dropping off their rock and dirt and stuff is close to where they need to deposit it. That's why our trucking right now is extremely busy. Not too worried about that. What else we have going on? We got access to this island. I'm just starting to flatten this thing down to 2 above sea level with the top level dirt. Oh, and I set up a little operation here. We are, I wanted to try out the contracts. So I've got a contract going where we are sending sulfur and receiving sludge. And sulfur we're just getting from a sulfur mine that we've got out here in the distance. In fact, I can probably shut this guy off. He's full. So this is an infinite mine of sulfur. So we can get that endlessly. And then I've got a contract set up where we trade sulfur for sludge. I've got 2 shipyards doing that. Occasionally, I'll set one of these to go bring in a bunch of sulfur, load up all these storages, and then these storages can feed back into both of these. And right now, they're both set to do the contract, so they're out delivering sulfur and bringing back sludge. Sludge comes through on these two belts into these storages. There's a little belt balancer here to make sure that if one's backed up, it'll just go to the other one. And then we got a whole bunch of anaerobic digesters. They're producing fuel gas for us, compost. Fuel gas is being split between two purposes. The one on the left here is fuel gas used to fuel this power plant that's running off of fuel gas down here. It's out carbon dioxide. That's just all getting vented out into the atmosphere, which isn't great. In fact, let's make sure this is actually scaled up right. I might need to change something here as I look. Yeah, this guy dumps out 72 carbon dioxide. This thing... Oh, this is the large smokestack. Yeah, I can take it. So this guy can take 600. Yeah, so both of these boilers exhaust their carbon dioxide here. I've got one line turned off, one line turned on, and we have a surplus here of fuel gas. We could run both of these power plants, both of these lines, off of the existing supply of sludge coming in here that's being digested. Right now I'm not, mainly just to keep this one running and burn through some of the wood that we're producing. So I've got one line here. These two could both be running off of wood, and these two could both be running off of fuel gas. The other part of the fuel gas here is being just converted into diesel, and it's slow. It doesn't do much. It's almost not worth doing. We get 24, every 60 units a time. We also get a few drips of water too. So it's all useful materials. This costs oxygen plus the fuel gas, and we're spitting out that diesel into a tank. It's starting to accumulate, but it's really not that great. But I'll leave that here just for our kind of alternate source of power. Basically just wanted to try out the contracts and things. It is taking up a decent amount of land here. Our other coal mine, this guy is exhausted. We got rid of all the coal in here, and now it's just a question of getting this filled back in. I have some stone being routed to this little loose storage and some fill designations to fill in that this whole area. That's going to take a good long time. What else? What else can I show you? We've been expanding over here a little bit. This is 2 above sea level with dirt on top, which is just how I like it. And then the land kind of goes up to +3. Not a huge deal. It's just kind of a secondary goal that I've had to try and see if we can, as we level the island and expand it, have the entire surface covered with dirt instead of having it look, kind of like this area where it's all kind of ugly in my view. Okay, so what do we need to work on? There's a hodgepodge of activity going on, terraforming. It's somewhat disorganized. I want to kind of get this a little better structured. And what I want to do, there's kind of a few priorities in my mind. One is we need to get our research going again. This has been down for a good long time. Everything in the research tree is research that we can do. We need to get to research lab 4 and lab equipment. Where is it? Lab equipment. I think it takes lab equipment 3. Yeah, here it is. Lab equipment 3. I want to get these things done. The only thing holding us up is producing 20 units of these electronic 2s. So we have some production that's very close to getting us there over in this area. Where we left off, I think last time, was producing the molten silicon. We can turn that into silicon poly. And I think that's the last ingredient we need. PCBs, electronics, silicon poly get us those electronics too. And we only need like 20 to unlock the tech tree and start moving down that way. We're moving down the tech tree again, producing lab equipment 3, upgrading our research labs to level 4, whatever it is, and start pursuing research. There's a lot of research I want. Bigger mining trucks, for sure. I want to be able to up armor our ship so we can explore more of the map. That's one whole priority, getting research back up and running. Another big priority is our community. We're kind of limited on how much Unity we can produce based on what the range of products and foods that we're providing our community. And right now we're not providing a whole lot, right? We've got potatoes, vegetables, and water. I think that's it. I think that's all we're feeding in. And we're going to want, whoops, I don't want to pause that. We're going to want more Unity so that we can start exploiting these different offshore resources, start bringing more stuff in and doing the contracts. Those things consume Unity. So we need to get more products into our village here, our community, including medicines and stuff to prevent the recurring flus that keep happening. So what I want to do, this location for our town is not so great, right? It's way over on one side of the map. Now, ideally, if you were to have one village and only one village, you'd put it like smack dab in the middle, like over here somewhere. Then you could feed resources in, maybe furniture and the household goods from one side and all your food and stuff from another side, and have the water and the waste production handled from another side, and do all kinds of stuff like that. This location's not so great. The other thing about this location is I want to expand our industry off to the left here a bit as we grow, because we've got all the source materials being processed over here. We've got all our iron being processed, and we've got copper down here being processed. It just makes sense to keep this area industry in my view. So I want to move this town. And I've been struggling with getting enough space freed up to do it. I probably could have done it here. This is actually a pretty big flat area. But I'm not too keen on ripping this out, and it's still not super centrally located. I mean, we can expand out this way into the sea. My next best option, of course, it's going to be nice and foggy, so I can't zoom out. I think our next best option is right here. Got a fairly big flat area, and we've got some farming. We got a big flat area up here. Eventually, we're going to terraform this down several levels. We're at, I don't know what level we're at. Do a flat designation. Yeah, we're at 21 above sea level. Eventually, I want to rip this all down and use that fill to expand the island. But for now, it's going to be a long time before we can do that. So for now, we're doing ethanol up here. I'm thinking maybe we could do more food items up here. We could take some of this corn and pipe it into a new community. Get vegetables, get potatoes going, and move our village into this area. It's a little bit kind of landlocked in the sense that got this huge terrain surrounding it. And we'd like to have access to the water. Right now, my only way into this area and accessing like the sea and things is through this little channel right here. Boom. We can get stuff into this little area, and we can get stuff out through here. And we can get access to water over here and dump wastewater maybe out this way and just run a big long pipe. So that's kind of the other priority, moving our community so we can get more products in there, generate more Unity, and make it a little easier to pipe all the different products in. I'm thinking this is the location to do it. Kind of rip out some of these belts and maybe carve a channel through here. We have another kind of path where we could do some manufacturing here. So I guess those are maybe the two big things. Get research going again and get more products into our community so we can have more Unity and less, maybe some disease prevention. But we're going to need a way to build products into that place. Let's get on it. Let's get on it. One of the things I want to do is prioritize what my little terraforming crews are doing. I think I want to channel through here more than I want to just level off this area. So let's get new mining designations going. There might be a little bit of gold. This is not going to get in our way, I don't think. Doesn't look like it. So let's start putting some mining designations down. There's a lot of work to do. There's a lot of work to do. Let's do this. Let's start burrowing through this low area. We'll take these guys if I can find them. I think it's this crew here. In fact, I might put down a new mining tower. Do it. I'm going to put another mine control tower down just to have everything close to where it's actually happening. Quick build that. There's going to be a lot of waste. A lot of waste of me tearing down buildings that I just built. To try and keep things a little bit organized. Let's give this guy his area to mine. That. I'm going to take all these guys out. 2, 3, 4, and then I've got 8. You guys can go. This can go. I'm just going to delete this guy. Then I'm going to assign these guys where to dump their stuff. I think, yeah, this one's dirt, this one's rock, and this is a dirt for local fill, for filling in, you know, areas where we have fill designations. Let's see. What did I do? What did I do? Fine, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Okay, those guys will spring into action. This was meant to be just a fill designation. They've already filled the whole area here with dirt. Clear this out. And we'll give them a new area to fill with dirt. About this little spot here. Fill designations. About this level 2. And just to make sure that they take efficient routes, if they have to drive through here an hour later, let's put little ramps all around this. That. Boom. Get up and hop over this thing. Or 2. Okay, so then they can dump dirt there if if they want to, they can dump dirt there. The reason I have these two like this, dirt going into dirt, just real close by, it's so that when these guys are dumping off their rock and they have a partial load of dirt, rather than taking that partial load of dirt across the way here to fill, they can just dump it into this. And then whoever's hauling dirt can come by and take a full truckload and deliver a full truckload, rather than having all these trucks with like 2 nuggets worth of dirt driving across the map. That's why I have these two right next to each other like this. One set to empty. All right, so that's going on this side. Let's do the same over here. Let's move these guys to start chewing all this back instead. In fact, I'm going to put down another mine control tower. And this is just a new thing I'm doing, popping down more mine control towers because once they get far away, man, it's hard to figure out what's where. Let's put you there. I'm going to take off all your fill designations. In fact, I might do that over on this one too, so things don't accidentally get dropped where I don't want them. And we'll quick build you, and we will link you to these guys. Boom, 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 boom. This one may be paused. Have trucking turned off. I'm going to turn the trucking back on. These should be accept assigned only. I don't want trucks driving across the map to fill these bins. Okay, that all looks good. Now let's take the crew off of change that crew out. I think it's these guys. Nope. Guys here. So 6 and 12. And let's do it here. They should start moving over this way. I need to give them designations. I want you to take out all of this, fellas. Something to start on. Flat. This, guys. All of it. Actually, maybe just to there. They can start working on that. Got some old belts here I need to get rid of. Let's just do it. In fact, all this can go for now. All of it, all of it, all of it. We'll leave it to there. All right, now that I canceled these guys, there's going to be an issue. These guys. Here, do these still say assigned only? What I need to do is turn off truck imports for all of these. In fact, I don't want any trucking on either one. Because once I go to delete this, for anybody that had a linked storage, those storages are now going to be available for anybody to dump into. And anybody that's going to want to dump into that, it's like the truck way down here. I'm going to say, oh, hey, a new storage opened up. It doesn't say assigned only. I'm going to take my one little load of rock and I'm going to move it all the way up here. I've seen that happen. Drives me crazy. I'm going to delete this mine control tower. And then we're going to just make sure that these bins don't allow importing if we don't want them to. You go. Quick delete you, just so you're out of the way. Unity's looking okay. Now I just need to make sure these guys' trucking is off. Off. We may come back and use these at some point. Likely will, but we'll see. These ones I'm okay. They say assigned only. So no one's going to come from across the map and try to fill those. They're off. These are off. Yeah, I think I hit these before. So they're all good. We'll keep an eye on it. But usually if you see a truck carrying stone, like from way far away, man, it just burns through the diesel unnecessarily. All right, so now we're working on a path to get through here. We could put down some greening designations. That's what this guy is meant to be doing. So this is only allowing for dirt to be dumped. Let's put one of these areas down too. How about over here? And this can be angle, rotate. What am I missing? All right, let's clean the. Okay, now that's showing up the way I want it. Whoops. This gets us to level 1. We'll do the same thing on this side. Yeah, if you're next to an existing designation, it wants to change what you're selecting. Sure, it's a feature, but it's in my way sometimes. Okay, so we got ramps on 2 sides. That's probably good enough. And let's just do a flat fill in the middle. That'll give these guys a place to dump dirt if they have extra. Eventually this will get filled up. If it doesn't, we can shut off the storages that have dirt. Force them to kind of dump dirt this way. These old designations. All right. These guys are set up. These guys are set up. They'll chew through here. We probably should make this a little closer, right? They're going to come through. They're going to be chewing through in this direction for a good long time. We could change these belts to do that over here. It would save some diesel. Probably worth doing. Let's grab all this. Kind of want this operation to be efficient. Kind of important. An important project for us. I'm gonna put this stuff on the ground for now. Then we'll get it all wired in. Empty. All right. Yeah, the first one I think is dirt. Why I'm getting a double pillar there. I guess it doesn't really matter out here. Boom. And we've got 2 belts for the stone. So in order to hook these up, this belt's going to have to be changed. Let's delete a little bit of this one. In fact, we'll delete here. There for now. Build these guys out. I should probably try and match a little bit with what's next door. As far as the pillars go. Grab that little nub off of there because we're going to put a new pillar on there when we extend it. Get this out of our way. Quick remove. Unity's in the negative. Trucks are extremely busy. We may be able to improve that. This guy, I want to come down a little bit. Looking at how these are going to line up. Pull this off. Right on the margin. We'll see. I'll show you what I'm doing here. I want this guy to connect up. Can you connect to the top? Looks like you can. Looks like you can. Like you've gone high, but going low is fine too. And the other one will connect to the lower one. That guy routed. Okay, that looks good to me. Quick build some of this stuff. These ones I'll let build on their own time. We don't have to waste Unity on those. They got plenty of places to dump dirt where they can go to the fill designation we just put down. And then we need to get this guy hooked up. Do those. Oh, it took them automatically because I did a cut and paste. They're already assigned. And they should have their correct products and everything. once the stone one is built, that should reduce the travel distance they're taking. Doesn't hurt to leave these ones here in case these back up, I guess. All right. That crew is set up. This crew is set up. We're going to open up a new channel to get into here. I think I have some work to do down here. We're just about running out of sulfur. I'm going to come out here, turn on the sulfur mine here. Workers, I have to do this. Actually, we can turn this up quite a bit. All the way. Show you why. One is we're going to pause a bunch of these. Because the amount of incoming sludge is going to decrease pretty quickly. Just got to wait for our ship to come in, and we're going to turn this guy, we're going to take him off the contract of bringing in sludge. And we're going to have him bring in sulfur instead and start feeding these hoppers again. And that'll run for a good long time. Gotta wait for the ship to come in. It's going to take a while, so we'll come back. What else? What else? What else? Iron's okay. I do have a little issue over here with recycling. So I've been doing this kind of in batches. I let this fill up, and then I turn on the recycling machine, and it does its thing. But what's happening is this line backs up, or the copper line backs up. So what we really need is some big storages for these things. We may go with a whole different setup eventually, but let's put in some storages. We'll solve this little problem. Temporarily solve this little problem. In fact, I can kind of hug the wall here. I'm gonna get rid of all of you, probably even more. I'm gonna turn this guy off. Turn off the recycling, and I want this iron, this compressed iron, to get out of here so I can put a big storage. I'm gonna shut off the flow of regular iron, and that should speed it up. We'll clear this belt and then delete it. Put maybe a big storage right here or something for the iron, recycled iron. Another thing we can do while we're waiting for that, on the map here, every time this gets down to 600 construction part 3s, not every time, but recently as it gets down to 600, I'm just buying another ship. Boom. We have 14 ships. And one of the main reasons I'm doing that is just to keep our little factory going. You can see I have things turned way, way down. We've only got like one assembler for each thing. Construction part 1s, construction part 2s, and construction part 3s enabled. But I still have like 4 huge warehouses that are mostly filled all the time. And everything stops if I don't have something running. And we're going to need these ships as we grow the island. Anyways, that's why I did that. And now if we wanted to do that again and buy another ship, it would show 720. So 120 more construction part 3s. And 4 more Unity. That Unity is no big deal, but man, 120 extra construction part 3s is a lot of extra resource. We'll wait till that gets down, the price gets down to 600, and maybe do it again. We'll see. Okay, this guy's taking this belt up for us. Put a big old loose storage here. To make sure the trucks can still get through. This guy might take back a little bit. I'm gonna have to take it all the way back. Look at a curve here. Well, maybe not. Let's see. That one's gonna be gone. Probably don't need a level 2, but we'll use it. This becomes copper scrap. Let's get this guy routed back into the pipeline. This side hasn't been the big problem. The iron side is really the big problem because we get a lot of iron scrap. Okay, so this is all cleared out. Let's get rid of this belt. Maybe from back here. Back. Let's take it all the way out. Quick remove that one. Build a new big old storage here. Get these guys out of the way. Little snugly over here, as far as space goes. Could I do something like this? I need these guys to be able to get to their little forestry tower. I guess I can hug this. I'm never going to belt out of the storage that's storing saplings. That'll do. That'll do. Remove you. Let's take out more of this belt. Okay. I think that's all hooked up. I hope that's connected. Looks like it. This is going to be scrap iron. And we can just let our overburdened trucking finish building that. Right now we've got lots of room to store up the recycles. Alright, alright. What next? Let's open the spigot on the iron again that we just paused temporarily. And check on things real quick. Yeah, that's good. They're doing their dirt fill. These guys are good. It'll get a little more efficient as they get closer. But they are complaining about something. They don't have places to dump dirt. What can we do about that? This dirt belt over here where we connect up, it is doubled up. I've got a pathway to send dirt on 2 tracks over here. Maybe we can get that connected somehow. We come across. I mean, eventually we're going to want to put our housing here, so this may all need to move, fortunately. But for the time being, I got trucks here that are sitting with nothing they can do. We could put the double storage hoppers just so they can use that dirt to fill. Kind of surprised they're not filling. They should be just dumping here, guys. It is set up for you. Dirt dumping. Don't have to put it in there. What I could do if I pause these, not going to solve the problem long term, but I think that will force these guys to start doing their fill designation. What's going on? Did I not put the right designation? Those look like fill designations to me. Story. Usually they'll dump. Usually they'll dump. They'll start dumping dirt over here. Maybe I need to double check those designations. Maybe I did mining ones by mistake. They don't look like mining designations. All this out. Okay. Bill, flat, level 2. You can get to that area. Why aren't they going? Yeah, now I'm confused. They usually just do it. I must be missing something obvious. Let's disconnect these for the heck of it and see what they do. Okay, now they're gonna go and dump. Kind of strange. So they're only allowed to go where they're assigned if there's a hopper. I swear I've seen it where that's not the case, but maybe I'm mistaken. I'm gonna undo this and turn off imports. Trucks from far away don't do this. And the same thing here. Turn off imports. This can stay the way it is. Unpause this just so it empties out. But yeah, should we double up that belt? Are you guys going to produce more dirt? I don't think so. In the long term, you're not going to be producing much of any dirt. There just happens to be a ton right here. Let's let it run like that for a bit and see what happens. Eventually the trucks are going to do what this guy's doing. Going way over here. Because this truck is not assigned, or this hopper is not assigned to a tower, so they're allowed to go over there. And I run into that problem all the time where I've got trucks driving all the way across the map. Dump a load of dirt. When 10 meters away, they've got a more suitable place to dump it. Just something to keep an eye on. We'll let that run for a bit, and then we'll put in a fill designation maybe over here and maybe over in this corner. And then by that time, maybe they'll be through the thick of this dirt, and we can hook them back up to this this storage. If it still becomes a problem, we can just double up that belt, double the capacity of how much dirt can go down here. That dirt, I think, is routed a couple places. One, this is kind of a big old dirt storage pile. And then we've got dirt that comes down. It actually comes all the way down into this hopper for brick production. We're loaded on bricks. And then I have another belt. Comes out of this dirt hopper. Comes through here. It's on pause right now. And fills up a hopper here, and that's what's filled all this in. I guess we can see. This is all going to get mined out sooner than later too. We've got stuff that needs to be filled over here. Maybe I'll worry about that next episode or between episodes. Let's wrap this one here. Oh, maybe this ship. Let's pause the ship. We'll get to that next episode too. Once this thing is emptied out of sludge, we'll switch this guy over to getting sulfur and send him on his way to fill up these bins again. This guy probably has enough. Yeah, he's got plenty. He can go make another trip. Then these guys, I might need to turn on a couple more, at least initially. But they'll be able to catch up with a whole lot less of these digesters running. Once one of these ships is off just getting sulfur, he won't be bringing in sludge anymore. But yeah, that's it. That's it for this episode. You can kind of see what I've been working on and where we're headed. Next episode, we will continue the process. Kind of monitor this terraforming up here, make sure that's on track, not blocked. And then I think we'll take care of this stuff down here, the sludge contract, get this guy switched over. Then we need to be thinking about this housing. We can get rid of it. I want to get rid of it because I want to do more manufacturing over here. We'll see. We might be able to squeeze it in. We might be able to just delete a couple of these houses, these housing units, and just start working in this area, or temporarily add a new one back this way. I don't think these are all full. 30, 130. That one's got nobody in it. I guess they are pretty full. Let's see. Housing. We got room for 1560. And there's 1,302. So if we temporarily have to add a housing block just to free up space over here, then we'll do it. But ideally, we want to get everything set up over here. That means thinking about how we're going to get food into the colony, how to get water into the colony, and how to get the waste out of the colony. Both their kind of landfill waste stuff and their sludge, wastewater, this stuff, whatever comes out of here. Wastewater. Be nice to start treating that at some point too. But right now we're just dumping it. Dumping it as fish food. Yeah, that's it for this episode. For now, this is Glidercat saying thanks so much for watching. Special thanks to Glidercat patrons and channel members. Appreciate your support of the channel. Keep the suggestions coming, particularly now. I'm trying to figure out how best to get this island back on track. But yeah, I think I've got a little bit of a plan in place. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. I'll see y'all in the next episode.